Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're going to do a little foundation review. Well, technically, Tinted Moisturizer review. And this is one's been on the market for a little bit, but I just now come across it in my collection where I've had it for some time unopened, just hanging out. And felt like we needed to do a review and wear test because I did try it out and I kind of fell in love. So today we are talking about the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Light Revealer Natural Skin Illuminator. Long name. So if you want to see how this foundation holds up on my skin throughout the day and hear a little bit about the product, go ahead and just keep on watching. Before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what Mercier products do you love. Everything I've tried from Miss Mercier, for the most part, has been a win. Aside from that glowy powder. Was not a fan. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in the video. Let's get to it. Okay, so we are talking about the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Light Revealer Natural Skin Illuminator with Broadband SPF 25. Today I have a sample of it. It's like a deluxe sample, and I used it yesterday and was just quite taken with it. So I thought, you know what, we're going to put this to the test today because I might need to go buy a full size, but I need to know for sure she's going to work out good for me. So we're going to do that together, and we're going to talk about all the claims, and yeah. This does come in 14 shades. The shade range is okay. It is a very sheer product, so I think there is a little leeway with tinted moisturizers and like these very light coverage type products. I think they get a slight pass with having a smaller shade range because they are lighter coverage items. Depends on the formula. This one I can give a pass to because it is bordering on more the light to sheer side of things. But sometimes, you know, it kind of depends from product to product whether I can kind of critique it the same way. This retails for $53, and you get a little over an ounce. I believe you get like 1.5 or something like that. Kind of expensive, but it is Mercier. She's more of a luxury brand. This is a tinted moisturizer that contains radiant pearls, hand selected for each shade, which I think is a really nice, thoughtful thing to do. There's a lot of tinted moisturizers and serum foundations, light coverage skin tints on the market that have a pearl in them, but usually the pearl is literally just a pearl shade. Like it's, I wouldn't say silvery, but it looks like crushed pearl. There's no real shade change within the pearl element, or yeah, within the pearl element of the products. This one actually has like the pearl mineral in it that is color coordinated with the shade, which I think is a very thoughtful idea, because think about if they put a silvery whitish pearl shade into a deeper shade, it's just going to kind of look ashy or kind of gray. That wouldn't work out very well, would it? So I like that they thought about that and maybe put like a golden undertone in the deeper shades, and has a lot of nuance and variance within each shade. And I think that's very, very thoughtful and makes the product really pretty, which I think kind of can justify that price point because there's a little more work going into this. It is a light to sheer coverage, as it claims, and it has a glowy, radiant finish. I would say quite radiant in finish. Like it's definitely glowy. It has the pearl in it. So if you don't like super glowy skin, you're probably not going to like this. I, for one, love a glowy complexion. To me, this one has a very angelic, almost glass skin, ethereal finish to it. Honestly, if I had to compare it to anything, I would say if you took Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury and maybe put a little bit more pigment in it to where it has a slight bit more coverage, it would be fairly similar on the skin. It is made with French algae to improve the skin's radiance. It has the luminescent pearls and plant-based hydration. So this is a hydrating product. So again, if you're super oily or don't like glowy things, this is not going to be the one for you. Now, my skin does border on the oilier side of things. It's kind of combo, but it has gotten a little bit more kind of just even in between, but it can get a little oily. But I wouldn't say I have the oiliest skin in the world. Just very kind of normal skin. It claims to be perfect for no makeup days, and I agree with that. I think it would be absolutely beautiful for no makeup days. It has a effortlessness about it. And it does claim to be long wearing. Now that we are going to be putting to the test. So yeah, we're going to see how it holds up. Let's go ahead and get this on the skin. I have just my skincare on. Nothing, no primer, nothing like that. For skincare, I used my usual serums from Colleen Rothschild, the hyaluronic acid serum. I used my Drunk Elephant Vitamin C, Josie Marin eye cream, and Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich face base for my moisturizer. But yeah, I'm going to apply this with a brush. I feel like brushes work really well for me with these types of products. And I'm going to be using an e.l.f. Dual Complexion brush that is, its little butt fell off the concealer in. So we're just going to use the brush in because I like that it's a little bit, it's not quite as dense as some of the other foundation brushes I have. And I feel like it does a great job. It's what I used yesterday and it looked beautiful on the skin. It didn't look streaky or anything like that. So I have the shade ON1 Petal. I'm just going to take about that much to start and we'll see how it looks. I mean, it is really pretty. There is like a nice nuance within the sheen in here. This shade is gorgeous on me too, I feel like. Like it's kind of a perfect shade for my skin tone. I'm just going to buff it on. That's how I applied it yesterday and I liked the way it came out. And again, this is sheer buildable to light. You're not going to get crazy coverage here. It's not that kind of product. But yesterday when I was applying it, I thought this is what I wanted the Super Dewy from Makeup Revolution to be like. Is what I wanted from that product. And what I've noticed that it takes down redness really well. It's not going to hide freckles or blemishes or anything like that. But it just kind of evens things out. And it still looks like just very beautiful, juicy glass skin finish. And again, this is why I think this one could have a little bit more leeway on the shade because look how sheer it is. And potentially this is one I think you probably could use as almost as a primer or as a moisturizer just for the glow and maybe take something a little more matte over it and treat it almost as a flawless filter. I feel like there's some versatility here. Yeah, I've liked a good bit of the stuff I've tried from Laura Mercier over the years. I think the only thing I didn't care for was the old school, like the powders. I don't care for her, what is that called? The powder everybody loves. I wasn't a fan. And I didn't like the glowy version either at all. Like, I actually hated the glowy version. These other things are just looking very even and just juiced up and healthy. But it doesn't look like I applied makeup. I think this is just a very refined look to this product that I don't see very often with tinted moisturizers where they look this graceful on the skin. A lot of times to me they just kind of, they don't look as refined as I want them to. And I'm a tinted moisturizer girl. Like I like these types of products. Just they are not all created equal. And a lot of times they're just, for the most part, I feel like they just kind of leave me wanting more. But this is one that I'm just like, the skin of my dreams right here. This is what I want my face to look like all day, every day, like when I wake up. This is the no makeup that I dream of. And just, it looks so almost blurring in a way. Like it has a bit of a, I wouldn't say it's like blurring pores or anything, but it has a softness to it to where it's not exacerbating any texture. And even with the intense glow that it has, I don't feel like it's saying, oh my gosh, pores, look right here, look at these pores. It's just kind of flowing across the skin and almost diffusing everything. It has almost like an hourglass ambient lighting powder feel to it, where you can put it over texture and it just kind of diffuses things rather than bringing attention to it. And I'm going to build up a little bit of coverage just on my cheeks and where I need it, but I'm not going too crazy. And it's just evening things out. And like you see, I still have a blemish right here. That's going to be there. There's nothing I could do about that with this type of product. But that's something I could probably go in and conceal later on and be fine. I don't really care if like pimples show through though. Like, I'm not that bothered by acne. Like if I got a pimple, I got a pimple. Big deal. Man, this just feels like such a flawless product. Yeah, this is like Flawless Filter with just a little more coverage and just maybe a hair less glow in it. Like it's kind of a sweet spot. And I definitely think this is something you could just wear on its own like this and throw it on, run out the door, and be good to go. You wouldn't have to do anything else to your face. It's truly just something you could just slap on, and it's very easy. Like this isn't taking any effort to apply. Like I'm not having to get in here and look and make sure I've got it blended in certain areas. It just looks good. And it photographed beautifully as well. When I took some pictures of my makeup yesterday, looked beautiful across areas where I have lines. Like right here on my chin, I have a pretty deep line right here. I've had that forever. Also with these smile lines. To me, I didn't see it gathering at all in any of my smile lines or the chin line. Like it just floated over it so nicely that it looked very graceful. So I would recommend this to mature skin, even though it's like super glowy, because I know that can be kind of a thing. Like I don't know if everybody wants glow, but there's something so plumping about this product and just juicy looking that I think it would look amazing on mature skin. But yeah, I like how the texture is not emphasized. It just looks like my skin. Like, yeah, I have pores there, so there's nothing. It's just not making them look any worse. Things just look nice and just looks like my skin. All right. And that's what it looks like applied initially. Just one nice light layer. I mean, this, I would happily leave the house just like this. I think it looks great. And just looks so youthful. There's something very youthful about it. And I'm if this wears really well throughout the day, it's going in my shopping cart, a full size. But things just look even and just nice. Just nice. I really like it. Something about this. I love the way the light catches on it. It catches the light in the most flattering ways. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is put a little bit of concealer on, just on the areas I like to conceal. That's just me. I'm always I'm a concealer girl. So I'm just going to put a little bit like right in here and right here, just to balance everything out. I always do a little bit of concealer. And let's pick out something pretty lightweight for today. Let's use a little bit of this Age Rewind Brightener from Maybelline. I feel like that would go with this, or play well with it. Because I'm just doing very light kind of sheer application. Just get a little bit of brightness right there. And my face does get a little red when I'm in the studio here because a couple of my lights do put off some heat. Yeah, that was a good choice. And yesterday, I used the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder with this. Oh, talk about glowy, magical skin. But today we'll not go super crazy glowy with it and just use a normal kind of baseline powder. All right, and that looks great to me. That looks perfect, especially for every day. This is the skin I want to wake up with. I love that, you can still see my freckles. I am not shy about those, and it just looks like my skin, but better. What more could I ask for? Let's go ahead and throw a little powder on. I'm going to use the By Terry powder. It's just kind of a trusty one that I love and I know works really well with multiple products. It's one of it's like my control powder, if you will, for any testing I do with the complexion stuff. So I'm just taking a small amount under the eyes just to set that concealer. And I'm going to just mostly focus it in the areas that tend to get the most oily, kind of just in the T-zone. I don't mind the rest of my face getting a little glowy, but I just want the T-zone to be hair more matte for the most part, and like the under eye area. I just like to get that concealer good and set in so I don't get any creasing and transfer of product. So I'm just dusting a little bit. I'm using just a little eyeshadow brush to get in the nooks and crannies. I find that to be the easy way to set my under eyes, is using a little eyeshadow brush lately. And I always kind of want to set right in here. It's where I tend to get a bit dewy. And the chin. My chin's oily. And I'll take a bigger kind of floppy brush here, just give everything a little once over with hardly any powder. Okay, and that is how we're looking. Beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. And as the day progresses, the glow will kind of increase because we did such a light dusting of the powder. And you can still see that illuminating kind of pearlescence coming through the setting powder, which is really nice. Okay, I'm going to finish up the rest of my face. I'm just going to do a little quick everyday eye and some blush, bronze, and highlight, and we'll be back for some thoughts, and then we'll conduct our wear test. All right, and here's the rest of the face done. I just used my Hourglass little palette on the rest of the face. This is Diffused Heat Blush, Luminous Light Bronze, and I also, on the eyes, just went in with the Nomad Ghost Town palette. It just is something kind of soft and pretty, and I kind of love it. And mascara's Telescopic from L'Oreal. On the lips is Boys Town from ColourPop Lip Liner, and Maybelline Lifter Gloss, and Moon. I'll have everything listed and linked below as per usual of everything I've used on my face. But yeah, here's how the skin is looking. It is pretty dang nice. Like, it looks like my skin. I kind of love it. I really do. I think it's very pretty. And I think it just sits really nicely in the pore area for a glowy product. It's really hard to find those that are like super glowy, but also can look really flattering in the T-zone area or anywhere you have texture or fine lines, wrinkles, what have you. This Laura Mercier stuff really does just float beautifully across the skin. So it's currently 4 a.m. and I will try to wear this all day and do some check-ins. I do have a upper body day planned today, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, other than that, I got some editing to do. Taking the dog in and out, you know, the huge. So we'll see how things hold up. I'll see you guys in just a little while. 4-hour check-in. I think things are looking pretty good. A little glowy, but it's a glowy product. We're meant to be glowy. Also, here's a look at it in some sunlight as well, so you can really get an idea how it looks out and about. Let me see if I can find some more, a bit brighter. There we go. I think it just looks pretty though, even though it's like super glowy. It's super pretty. I love it. It's one of the more refined products like this. So here we are, pre-gym, just been editing at the computer. All right, y'all, we are 10 hours in. Yeah, it's still daylight, but I've been up a really long time. What is on my neck? I always keep getting like ink on me because I had a pen leak. Anyway, 10 hours in. I'm ready to take a shower and just get the face washed because it's close to my bedtime. I've been up since like, honestly, I don't remember. I've been up a while. So anyway, we are 10 hours in though on the foundation, and you know, it looks pretty good. Pretty good. It is missing in this region because I have been very sniffly today. Thanks, allergies. But as far as like everywhere on the face, I think it looks pretty good. Right here is a little cakey, but not a big deal. Like, it's 10 hours. It's nothing you couldn't touch up, but I think everywhere else on the face looks fine. Little pumpkin hair. And yeah, it's still glowy, still looks pretty fresh. Like, I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I might need to get the full size of it because I think it's really pretty. So that's my verdict on the Laura Mercier Light Revealer Illuminating Skin Tint, whatever it's called. Tinted Moisturizer. Good stuff. I'm sleepy. But that is all for today. Thank you for hanging out and watching this video. Let me know down below if there's any other skin tints you might be interested in that you think I need to check out. Yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay spooky. Bye now.